The term curriculum refers to the lessons and academic content taught in a school or in a specific course or program. Curricula are the subject covered in a university or other institute course of study. Curricula is the popular form of curriculum. Curriculum in the alternate plural form. Curriculum is sometimes defined in dictionary as the course taught by a school but is rarely used as school in this broad sense. Students practice and acquire competency in subject and applied learning skills through a standard-based series of design experiences. Curriculum serves as primary guide for all educators in terms of what is required for effective teaching and learning, ensuring that all students have access to challenging academic experiences. A curriculum structure, organization, and concern are designed to improve student learning and facilitate instructions. To effectively support instructions and learning, curriculum must include the essential goals, techniques, materials, and assessments.
Good day everyone! I'm Heidi de la Paz Gutierrez from BTLED 2A. And now, I will discuss my insight about our last topic in our meeting. So first, traditional and progressive curricula or curriculum define in certain respects, but both have same goal to evaluate and measure students' learning. They include both teacher and students' engagement. They educate in different ways and have different ways in interacting with students. A regular curriculum will not give them the edge in completing the task they anticipate to complete while in school. The progressive curriculum, on the other hand, was complemented by a practical form of instruction that was much more enjoyable to the pupils. Because of its largely employed inside the classroom, we must consider both traditional and innovative points of view of curriculum as part of learning. The curriculum takes into account the learner's requirements and interests. A learner must always have the bravery to learn new things on a daily basis, which is why teachers should use progressive curriculum. This curriculum will assess learner in becoming skilled or becoming knowledgeable, as well as willing to share their experience or expertise with others. I found out that most of the teacher educational institutes have both traditional and contemporary curriculum since they were able to experience it in their institution. The education they have will define the future fashion or profession. Their perspective have helped me realize that both curricula can assist students in becoming complete enough to tackle challenges and content in both academics and extracurricular activities. Every learner talents will enhance as a result of this, which they have utilized for a long time. This is why we teachers must meet the needs of our students in order to them to achieve good outcomes or have a favorable expression or experiences.
This is my final product, and the topic I picked from grade 2 was physical education. So in the first slide, this is a table with 6 columns. The first is the content, which state what topic they have in a lesson. In the second column is the content standard. Here contains the student are to be taught over the course of a school year. Third is the performance standard. Here in a concrete statement of how a student must learn what is set out in the content standard. In the fourth column, the learning competency. Here are the main idea or skills you expect student to master. The fifth column is the learning materials. Here are the materials that will be used in the lesson. And lastly, the assessment procedure and tools will provide assessment to find out if the student have learned.
And now, let's proceed to Activity 6, answering the 4 following questions. The first question is, what is meant by developmentally sequenced curriculum map? Learning in scaffolded and sequenced to follow a student's path through college, which is one of the hallmarks of curricular approaches to student learning outside the classroom. Following the identification of learning goals, which can range from educational priority to learning goals, narratives, rubrics, and outcomes. Educator must lay out and sequence the objectives to follow for cumulative learning. Rather from being a one-step procedure, curriculum planner can evaluate their objectives and discover learning gaps by mapping and sequencing learning objectives. This is dynamic process that may include feedback loops in which learning objectives are revised in a reciprocal process. A curriculum plan that is developmentally sequenced emphasizes the student growth toward actual learning because some of the objectives may vary over time. The sequencing of this sort of curricular map is variable and not a regular pattern. This sort of curriculum map aids students in developing knowledge, skills, and learning progress through a curriculum that is tolerate to the student readiness to study and requirements. The second question is, how can you say that the mapping you prepared is developmentally sequenced? I can claim that the mapping I'll create is developmentally sequenced, leveraging the objectives and utilizing a wide range of learning tools and information. As a result, it is complete or simply remains at one place. Because a developmental sequence is a curriculum that runs currently with the learner. It's committed to delivering education while keeping track of a student progress. When a student need is not met, the developmentally sequenced curriculum will take care of it. The third question is, prove that the activities, methods, and strategies and assessments activities are aligned to the learning outcomes and competencies. The activities, methods, and strategies and assessment activities are aligned to the learning outcomes and competencies because they become the foundation of a child in their learning. Here the child builds his or her knowledge on a topic or subject. With the help of them, the knowledge of the student or children becomes wider. They become more knowledgeable in objectives or object or topic. It serves a function, and without it, it's impossible to know if a learner has learned something. Things and the topics would be for naught if the two most essential components of curriculum, activities, techniques, and strategies and assessments activities were not matches to the learning objectives and skills. It would make learning useless and efficient. Last question is, prove that your learning insights regarding the lessons covered this unit. When all of the part of a curriculum are present, through learning occurs, it is critical that we learn about it and implement it since everything we have learned in this module will be used to our future career at the same point. The curriculums must be split into sections so that the materials may successfully open doors for pupils to widen their perspective throughout their learning journey. This would allow the instructor to tailor his or her lesson to the requirements of the students while also keeping track on their progress to help them flourish, learn, and comprehend. Thanks to a well-developed curriculum, students will be guided to study and improve as learning, which is step by taken. Curriculum development is a multi-step process of developing and upgrading a school or university course. While the precise procedure varies its institution, the basic framework includes stages such as analysis, construction, implementation, and assessment. The process of changing or enhancing the curriculum is known as curriculum development. Curricula have been developed using a variety of methods: analysis, design, selection, formula or formation, and review of all common techniques. The Tyler model, developed by Ralph Tyler in the 1940s, is the quintessential prototype of curriculum development in the scientific approach. One could almost dare to say that every certificate teacher in America and maybe beyond has developed curriculum either directly or indirectly using this model or one of the many variations. Tyler did not intend for his contribution to curriculum to be a lockstep model for development. Originally, he wrote down his idea in a book, Basic Principle of Curriculum and Institution, for his students to give them an idea about principles for the making curriculum. The brilliance of Tyler's model is that it was one of the first model and still is a highly simple model consisting of 4 steps. First is determine the school purposes or aka objectives. Second is identify educational experiences related to purpose. Third is organize the experiences. And last is evaluate the process. TABA's model of curriculum development helped the TABA create a multiple-purpose teaching model that utilized the use of multiple processes: listening, grouping, labeling, regrouping, and analyzing. TABA is an inductive or teacher approach. TABA is a belief that teachers are aware of the students' needs, hence, they should be the one to develop the curriculum. The main idea of this model is that the students are at the forefront for the curriculum. Peter Oliva's significant contribution to the curriculum development is constructing a curriculum model named after himself, the Oliva model of curriculum. This model serves as a framework from which curriculum model will be based depending on the learners' values and their needs. It focuses on the fact that educators should actively participate in making changes to their curriculum that is suitable for their district and classroom level. Saylor and Alexander model classified sets of broad goals into 4 domains under which may learning experiences take place: personal development, social competencies, continual learning skills, and specialization. Once the goal, objective, and domains have been established, the planner moves into the process of designing the curriculum. The curriculum worker decides on the appropriate learning opportunities for each domain and how when this opportunity will be provided. curriculum process. First is formulating the statement of philosophy of the school or college or university. Second is establishment of purposes and objective of the school or college or university. Third is selecting or learning experiences to achieve the purpose and objective. Fourth is effecting organization of selecting learning experiences. And last is evaluation of the total program.